Welcome everyone to our main live event. I am so thankful to have Andrea here, and she's dealing with my technology craziness. What we're going to do is we're going to talk today about the benefits of taking on a Shred 10 and eliminating those bad habits in our lifestyle. So we're talking about the bad self-talk, all those bad food choices, the bad lifestyle choices, and how we can use this little 10-day nudge to remember that we matter and to get some muscle memories working again, and then encourage change for our just the better of our lives. So who are we, these nourished warriors? We're a group of like-minded individuals that, like you, want the most out of life. Let me shut that door because now I have dogs roaming around freely. We're individuals just like you. We're from all over the globe, and so it doesn't really matter if you're a mom, a massage therapist, a personal trainer, or a wellness enthusiast. We all understand what life to the plus means as part of this healthy living revolution. So what is the healthy living revolution? It is a movement of individuals who are inspiring themselves and others to take their health back. We offer simple solutions and resources to take the first step and beyond. So healthy living used to be easy. We would eat food from the garden, we would drink water out of the water hose, and then we'd play until the sun went down. I think we all remember that. So somewhere along the line, living a healthy lifestyle became really complicated. And we're on a mission to take healthy back. We work really hard these days, and we put our wellness on the back burner until it's too late. So we've created a massive movement of people on a mission just to inspire others to take ownership of their health journey. How do we do that? We provide resources to support you on your journey into this healthy revolution. It's our fun, effective, and doable jumpstart to better health. So for 10 days, you will shred the food and habits that are not serving you and instead focus on clean living and flooding your body with whole food nutrition. The 10-day jumpstart is the beginning of a 4-month period of education and healthy changes that will revolutionize your health. Sounds pretty good, right? So first, I want to share a little bit about my partner in crime here. Andrea is an energy healer. She's a fierce mompreneur, mom to twins, truth seeker, and she sparks a fire in parents to empower them just to something more. So Andrea, why don't you take a second and introduce yourself?
Hey everybody. So yes, I have twin girls and I'm a mom who works part-time. I have been down the road of living a healthier life for several years now. Just chugging my way along and trying to find what my truth is as far as nutrition and living a healthy lifestyle. So one of the things that I wanted to mention is as far as choices of food, I tend to not use the word bad, and maybe I replace it with unhealthy or unacceptable, because for me that flips a switch in my brain that if it's unacceptable to my health to eat this, then I feel more inclined to make a better choice. So if that helps anybody a little bit with, your self-thoughts or the way that you process thinking about food, you're welcome to steal that for your own.
Wow, yeah, that's powerful. Seriously. I didn't think of that before, but I think a lot of us do self-sabotage, right?
Absolutely. And I think that because of the normal inclination is to judge ourselves and the world around us, that we also end up judging food. So if we view it as more of an unhealthy choice, then we may be more inclined to make a healthier choice for ourselves.
Boom. I love that. Okay, so who am I? I'm the creator of the Paleo Vegeo lifestyle. I'm also a really fun homeschooling mom a personal nutritionist, business and life coach, trainer, and energy healer as well. So I find that if we don't find our nutritional truth and align to our being, we're really more likely to be disconnected in all areas of our life. I started out this journey first because of my own food allergies, and then for my daughter. No one wants to have their child go through those long sleepless nights not being able to breathe. But even without dairy, which I took away from her when she was like 5, she was still having croup 5 or 6 times a year. And that means, 3 days at least each time of steroids, plus the week and a half of inhaled steroids. So being introduced to this program, I thought, hey, why not? I can maybe lose my perimenopausal kangaroo pouch, and my daughter may have less missed days at school. And so I'm grateful every day that I gave this healthy lifestyle a chance. So let's talk about bad habits, or maybe bad, let's not say bad. We're going to say unhealthy choices. So we have spouses, kids, business, carpool, and then we have nutrition in chaos in most of our homes. So we go and Pinterest our meals, but most of the Pinterest meals that I see people actually make are just filled with cheese. We grab meals at the drive-through. We love our pastries and our morning lattes after we've hit the gym. And of course, cupcakes. If you're a mommy, cupcakes anytime. So, of course, truthfully, we have a wee bit too much caffeine in our diets, with and without sugar. And we're beyond addicted to sugar or destroying our brains with the artificial stuff. So, this is how we care for ourselves. So, I think that there are bits of our lifestyle that we need to change if we really want to get healthier. Healthy living is about getting back to basics. Everyone needs the nutritional foundation that comes from eating a diet rich in a variety of fruits, vegetables, and berries. There are so many fad diets out there, of course, says the creator of the Paleo Vegeo diet, but that's what made me create this Paleo Vegeo lifestyle. As a vegan, I couldn't find anyone talking about gluten-free and vegetables in the same sentence. So I agree that gluten and dairy do things to us that we're not willing to admit. And we rarely eat enough of the 7 to 13 or even 16 daily servings, if you're active, of vegetables every day. And that's not even talking about the amount of fruit that we're not eating. So, unfortunately, many people can't or won't eat the recommended servings every day. My daughter, for instance, has oral allergy syndrome. And so, if she eats raw vegetables, she gets this really itchy mouth and it could become anaphylactic. And some of the cooked vegetables, the texture thing just isn't her thing. So, does that sound familiar, like you or maybe one of your kids? So, real foods, we kind of think seem more expensive, but in reality, it's not. We're just buying into mass marketing. And so, we've got to change some habits. So, what's one habit you thought you couldn't break free from, Andrea?
I think you hit the nail on the head with thinking that it's going to be more expensive. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper for a second because for me, I've learned that that is connected to self-sabotage in the sense that if you tell yourself that it's more expensive, that eases your conscience, and it also holds you back from maybe achieving that healthy lifestyle. So it could be a little bit, for me, it was a little bit of fear in my mind that, what if I do this and it actually works and I'm healthy and I lose weight and I feel good about myself? Like, it's almost like you're so used to sabotaging yourself that you're not sure how you would deal with how you would feel about yourself if you were healthy. So I think for me, it was a matter of changing that mindset and being open to trying something new. And I can tell you that going to more fruits and vegetables when I thought was going to cost me more or I would be spending more on groceries, that I've actually spent less over the period of time. For us, we have cut out a lot of meat, not completely, because I have one little girl who absolutely still loves it, but we've gone down to maybe 2 meals a week for them with meat, and they're both doing just fine with it.
Yeah, I
So
think
it's
there's
I
a lot of things. Oh, go ahead. I was going to say there was just a lot of things that we misinterpret.
that, and we get stuck in beliefs that maybe we were raised with, or the way that we ate as a child, and we think that you have to have meat with every meal, and some people feel that you have to have like meat and potatoes with every meal. It's just like those things that you pick up from the past that you recreate and redo because those are habits, but they may not be the truth that's the best for your health. So you have to be just open and willing. That's the thing, is just being willing to take a chance and try something different.
Yeah, it's definitely about taking that chance. What I did is about 7 years ago, which is funny because there's 7 principles, I created these 7 principles of nutrition. And it's interesting that years later, I found myself working with this company that really aligned to what I desired. So I know all the energy healers that are listening in today are smiling, right? So the first principle is that it should be perfect nutrition. And you're all just like shaking your head at me. But that means it's perfect for you. So no chemicals, no allergens, no crap. It's what makes you feel good and what brings your body into this functional, working well sort of way. Just like Andrea was saying, that her one daughter prefers a little more of that protein. So does my husband. So you have to do what works for you. But you won't know if vegan works for you unless you try it, right? So that brings us to the hormone connection. So high carbs, high sugars, high chemicals, high stress, highly processed. All of these impact our body and our hormones. The glycemic index is a ranking system showing how quickly your blood sugar rises after eating different carbohydrates. So low GI diets and low GI foods like the complete shakes are totally amazing for this. Eating low GI means it causes your blood sugar levels to rise slowly, and then it can be really useful to reduce the number of issues, including the symptoms of PCOS. Now, I know that Andrea knows a thing or two about PCOS, so do you want to share a little bit about that and how you felt during the Shred 10 program?
Absolutely. So I learned about my PCOS. It's probably been about 12 years ago, about 13 years ago. And I went the whole route of the typical doctor who tells you to consume more protein, more vegetables, less fruit, because they feel that it's all this bad sugar. So for many years I did that. I went stricter paleo for a while, and I did lose a little bit, but then I got to a point where I was having inflammation issues. So that's what made me open up and want to try the shred. And it's crazy. I'm still blown away at it some days, but that's what I mean when I say it was for me letting go of this thought process that I had to have meat with every meal, because I had been living my life that way for so long. But over the period of the 10 days, I just ate so many vegetables, I can't even tell you. And I went back to eating more fruit as well, because I've learned that that's not the bad sugar as so many doctors believe it is. And it's amazing just the amount of inflammation that I've lost in the just following this. I mean, in the 10 days alone, I lost like 2 inches in my waist just by
Wow.
including more fruits and vegetables. And in that 10 days, I had about 2.5 servings of meat, which was difficult to cut out at first, but then I realized that I didn't miss it. My body was actually craving more vegetables, more fruits, more healthy fats, lots of avocado. I eat lots of avocado. So it's just interesting how when you open yourself up to the idea of trying something different, and that the outcome can be totally different than you think it will be.
Oh, exactly. And I think that's with this, it's because eating low GI foods can really improve those insulin levels. And insulin is a hormone that helps the body use energy from food. And a lot of women with PCOS are resistant to the effects of insulin and thus have more insulin in their blood to compensate for. Now, insulin also increases testosterone levels, and although testosterone is often thought of as a male hormone, we all women have a small amount and need a small amount. But having higher amounts of testosterone can upset the balance of those hormones in the body, and that's where a lot of women with the PCOS will have irregular periods and excess hair and acne and things like that. Now, our hormones like estrogen and progesterone are designed to balance each other to keep each other in check. So it's almost impossible to separate their actions. Think of estrogen as the thing that makes everything grow. It causes cells to proliferate, while progesterone checks this growth, holding cell growth to a limit, and also it's what gives us that calming ability in the evening. So the positive effects of this action of balanced out hormones is that it's not only does it give like a greater space for getting pregnant, but it will also help with preventing bone destruction, protecting from hypertension by relaxing the lining of the blood vessels, and stimulating this enzyme called lipoprotein lipase that actually breaks down fat. It lowers insulin levels and gives us a healthy support for our heart. And I think we all want that. You know, we buy boxes and boxes of items and they're just new and exciting. And then we often regret it. And so that's why Kick the Clutter was one of those 7 principles that I added, because real food doesn't build up your pantry. And a lot of the women that I was working with had these full pantries, but no nutrition. So your pantry should be your cooking system support, herbs, spices, gluten-free baking supplies, but instead we're filling them up with processed foods. And we do that because you want to be prepared. And I understand that we should have a little bit of that food prep for emergencies. But how about if we instead prepare for success? What if we prep once a week for fresh foods to grab out of the fridge and items that we can grab on the way out the door and items that we can make in a flash that are healthy? So we do salad in a jar parties locally because it's awesome to have your salad all ready to go, and it's really fun to do with friends. Then you can just grab your jar, your lettuce, get your complete shake, and your lunch is ready to toss in a bag and go, and you can eat it anywhere. Get enough to do enough. We focus in on calories way too much, but I mean, it's important. You can really, though, eat all the veggies you want and still be healthy. Yet I rarely see customers that drink enough. And so when I say get enough to do enough, I'm also really focusing in on getting enough water. So what about you, Andrea?
Yeah, water can be a struggle. I try to just like track it as far as ounces. I have a water bottle that I drink out of that's 20 ounces. I ultimately like to drink 5 of those a day, but I would say I end up more around 4. Some days I only end up with 3. You know, it's far from it. I think it's important to remove this like all or nothing mindset and the mindset that you have to do it perfectly every day, because life happens and you're not going to do it perfectly every day, and that's okay. But you do need to plan ahead and keep water on hand.
Do you do any of the tricks like, moms that do like a hair tie around the water bottle when they had one water bottle, or put them all on at the beginning of the day and remove one every time they fill up?
I did that at first. I have done that before. Um, Now I just kind of, I don't know, I've just mentally gotten it down. But yeah, that's a good idea, is putting hair ties. I know they also have some apps that you can download to track your water intake with too.
Oh, that's very cool.
If you're into that. Yep.
Okay, so that's where this mantra comes from, is that we're making a commitment to our health every day during the 10-day focus and placing the value on nutrients and not calories and putting ourselves first. So you have to sacrifice a little, like giving up that latte for a few days if you really want to start healing yourself. So let me give you a few stats here, all right? So wellness is a mindset issue, and you can focus on what matters most when everything's perfect. But how about focusing on what matters most when every moment is a drain on your time and your checkbook? So, new research published in the American Journal of Managed Care estimates that on average it takes 121 minutes each time a person seeks medical care. That total includes 37 minutes of travel time as well as 87 minutes at the doctor's office or clinic. And how much of that time do you actually spend in the presence of your physician? Only about 20 minutes. The other hour or so tends to be spent doing paperwork, communicating with non-medical office staff, and honestly just sitting around waiting. Well, the average out-of-pocket cost per medical visit is $32. What the researchers found is that the patient encountered an even larger penalty due to what is known as opportunity cost, which is the value of work and productivity that you might have otherwise been engaging in had you not been spending roughly 2 hours trying to see a doctor. So, what they estimated was that the average opportunity cost of a medical visit is $43. So, the average trip to the doctor's costs $75. That's the $32 out of pocket and the $43 in lost opportunity. And that doesn't count insurance premiums, which are supposed to help cover your medical expenses that not everyone has. So, have you been the caregiver for someone else? And think about that because your time adds up. Additionally, the average cost for a single trip to a nationally recognized coffee house is $3.25. That cost for one purchase per 5 days of work is $16.25 per month, $65 per year, $780. And that's based on an average price of a cup of coffee from the three nationally recognized major brands, which is Dunkin' Donuts, Caribou Coffee, and Starbucks. Now that's assuming that you're just doing that 5 days a week, lower consumption, and that you're not getting any sort of specialty milk. So like when I go get my matcha green tea latte, I'm getting it with hemp milk. So it's almost $6 for a 20 ounce. Now, also according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average American household spent $2,787 on restaurant meals and takeout compared to $3,971 on groceries. So that was in 2014. In 2015, the takeout jumped $221 and the grocery spending only increased by 44. So what that tells us is that dining at restaurants and ordering takeouts aren't just luxuries anymore. They're becoming normal, and our finances are hurting as a result. So what all that fancy food is costing us, so recent data said that 69% of Americans now have less than $1,000 in their savings account. And these findings are consistent with a report from the Federal Reserve Board confirming that almost 50% of Americans don't have $400 on hand to cover an unplanned expense or emergency. Most food establishments charge 300% markup on the items they serve. That means that anytime you spend $15 on an entree, the food you're eating only costs $5 to make. And since the fact that the average American now spends over $3,000 a year on processed food, that means you're cheating yourself out of an annual $2,000 in your pocket. And that money could be instrumental in padding our emergency funds, getting out of debt, saving for the future, or changing your lifestyle and your family tree. Many of us are trying to eat healthy every day, and we know that it's not always easy. These whole food capsules with 30 fruits and vegetables and berries can really help you bridge the gap between what you eat and what you should eat every day. We're not trying to replace food. We're trying to bridge the gap. It's really simple and simple to understand. I know that you want to eat more healthily because otherwise you wouldn't be here. But how often do you find you don't even have enough time to plan every meal perfectly? And so that's where both affordability, time management, and the wellness with the shakes can really help. So these products bridging the gap between what we eat every day and what we should eat means that adults take 2 fruit, vegetable, and berry capsules daily with plenty of water for rehydration of those valuable nutrients. Children up to 13 years of age take just 1 fruit, vegetable, and berry capsule per day. And if you buy an adult order, we can set up one child age 4 to college to get a free order through the program called the Children's Health Study, which is just amazing. That's why I started this program with my daughter in the first place, is because why wouldn't I want to buy some for me and then save the money and get hers for free? This simple shift in our lifestyle allows us to enjoy the benefits of fruits and vegetables in a very simple way. Now, of course, you're still eating fresh fruits and vegetables every day, and that way you have a balanced diet and remain fit and strong. There's just no better opportunity to enjoy a long and healthy life. So the shred can just happens to be the way that we laser focus in on the rest of the puzzle while you make nutrition simple. So what do you do next? You're going to commit to doing the Shred 10 at least once during the next 4 months. You'll make sure and place your order for a 4 month supply of Juice Plus capsules and complete shakes by talking to the person who referred you to this event, this live event. If you're in the Shred group, then you're going to watch the Daily Detox with Shred 10 video by Dr. Mitra Ray. And I did post that in the group yesterday, so I'll go in and make sure that it's a pinned post after we get done with this presentation. If you're not in the group, request to be added to the Facebook support community. And if you're seeing this outside of our group event, make sure that you talk to that person who referred you to this video or this audio, however you may end up listening to it, and make sure you get into our group and get everything ordered and get with us. You're going to agree to have your representative text you at least once, or email or Facebook during the day for the first 10 days during that Shred 10. And this is important because we know that science has proven personal support helps us reach those goals. You're going to adopt the Shred 10 into your own life, and then for long-term success throughout your 4 month program. You can do a weekday shred whenever you feel like you need a little bit more, and you can jump into our monthly group shred, which I always do. It's how I manage my muffin top. You'll also get this brilliant community. You'll get the free shred guide and shred cookbook from your representative, their daily support throughout the continued use of these products, and a better foundation for your wellness journey. I think that sounds pretty cool. As well, this is really cool and it's something new. You retain personal control. So you have a customer login at the customers.juiceplus.com, and it's simple and easy and allows you to change your credit card number. If you're like me and you end up sometimes using more of your shakes than you wish you had, you can go in and order quicker. Also, if you realize you're going to be out of town, you can delay your order. And then you can also always ask your rep to help you out. But I do love that we have this personal access, and I use my customer account when I need more of that veggie crack really quickly. So what about results? Because I know that that really is probably the most important thing for you as far as deciding. So here are a lot of different results from our last shred. And the results will vary, and everyone is different. And everyone's looking for something different out of the Shred 10. But what I do know is that one of the reasons why you're always hungry is perhaps because of an ineffective diet that subsists on empty carbs. This food burns up in your body really quickly, which causes your body to crave more quickly. And when you start to fuel up with slow burning sources of energy like complex carbs and healthy fats and good solid proteins, then you start to experience fewer cravings throughout the day. I think you'll really be amazed to find out that you can eat so much food without gaining weight when you eat this way. You'll also experience a higher level of mental focus and clarity. Meals that are high in sugar and saturated oils and starch just really bring about that sleepiness and sluggishness, and especially that bloated feeling. And so, you know how all you ever want to do after a big Mexican meal is go home and take a nap? Well, by switching to these healthier food choices, you're going to have all the energy you need to accomplish many of the other things that you want to the rest of the day. And by cutting down on the junk food and the fast food, you'll have the energy that you need to survive a hectic day, plus a little more change in your pocketbook. This all makes the daily activities and exercising a lot easier. But if you're on a poor diet, consuming foods that digest quickly and leave you hungry, you also are going to be disrupting that sleep cycle. And then that's because you're getting hungry in the middle of the night. So once you start eating healthy, you'll actually sleep more soundly. And I think that's interesting because we practice stopping eating at an earlier time, and yet people sleep through the night more soundly. So you'll find you fall asleep easier and you won't wake up as much throughout the night. And as your body becomes more regular, you'll experience a lower amount of bloating and discomfort. And so as a result, you'll notice that your clothes are feeling looser than before. Your body will be shredding all of the excess water that you've retained from high sodium intake and highly processed foods that you were consuming. And then you'll be able to provide your skin with all the nutrients it needs for repair and growth, and you'll start to notice a new glow to your skin. And these natural ingredients, I mean, they're non GMO. They help speed the pace of exfoliation, protect the sun from the UV damage, and so much more. So you're really going to look more radiant and appear younger, which I just posted a picture the other day. I just could not quit looking at it, and I posted it twice because I was in shock that I really am appearing like I'm aging in reverse. So as you start eating healthy and at regular intervals, you really notice that your metabolism starts speeding up. And with all of that hydration and the fiber, that gives you a really regular digestive tract. It's really fantastic. So grab the website from your rep or get on the phone and get your shred ordered. You don't have to start on Monday with us on the 5th if your order isn't delivered, but the sooner the better. And there's a variety of ways that you can order. The most educational way is to get the shakes and the capsules. And your capsules come in a 4-month supply. And this is the most common order, but you can also grab more than one package. You can do 2, 3, or 4 packages of the shakes and have that daily 2 shakes for the entire 4 months. But the choice of how you order is up to you, and that's another thing that I really love, is that there's no like forced package that you have to buy. You can individualize it as it works for you. So you're not alone, and we want you to join our tribe. And I know if you give this Shred 10 the opportunity, you're really going to want to share it, because that's exactly what all of us have done. So if you decide to share, just know that this is not network marketing. This is direct sales. That means you pay your annual franchise fee and you go. You're going to pay the same price as your customers when you order, but what you get is more like a Costco rebate check every month from your orders and your customer's order. Now, you don't have to build a team, but you can build a team. And if you build, you can actually get to what we call the National Marketing Director level, where you get benefits like holiday bonuses, tuition reimbursement benefits, prescription coverage, life insurance, dental, vision, and health and disability coverage. So where else can you get that opportunity by opening up a business for just $50? That's really definitely something to keep in mind. So if you have any questions, you can find us. Here's our information: facebook.com, Motherhood on Fire. We're on Instagram at Motherhood on Fire, facebook.com/Paleo Vegeo, or at Bijou Girl on Instagram. And I'm going to let Andrea wrap this up for us.
Sure. I just want to say, go back to the fact that this is something new that you've never tried and you're probably hesitant. If finances are a concern, you may automatically go there and be telling yourself that you can't afford it. So I'm just going to ask everybody to think about what you would have to lose to try it, and also consider that if you are telling yourself that you don't have the time or you don't have the money and you can't afford it, that in the end, that is you judging yourself and placing, I guess, doubt in your mind and not believing in yourself that you can do it. So I'm going to encourage everyone to make a different choice. Instead of being concerned and throwing up the time and money flag, flip that switch, choose something different, and create the healthy lifestyle that you deserve. Because if you do the 4 months and you end up not liking it or not feeling healthier, what have you lost in the end? You really haven't lost anything because you tried something that's better for yourself. Even though Barbara and I both know that that's not going to happen because you're going to love it. So
Exactly.
that's
All
it. I
right,
hope
perfect.
everybody has an awesome day, and it was great to spend time with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate this. All right, guys. Peace out.
Bye bye.